welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Motor City Uncut, episode 163, presented by the Major Sports Network Detroit. I'm your host, Dorf, joined this week by the full crew. Adam Hernandez across from me, founder extraordinaire, boss man, etc., and part-timer. Is not part-time this week. He is here.
I haven't been part-time for 2 weeks now.
I
What's
know.
up now?
Well, I mean, that still doesn't make up for how part-time you were at the beginning of the year.
Yeah, it was pretty bad. It was pretty bad.
Whatever, seasonal layoffs, right?
Sure.
Is that what we're calling it? Sean is seasonally laid off. Joining all the folks that work at Wayne Assembly for Ford that will be off all summer as the plant gets retooled to start pumping out the Ranger and the Bronco.
Are you going to tell anybody about your trip to Clinton Township today?
No. I did end up in Clinton Township for the first time in my life today. I know.
How excited the look on your face was great.
It wasn't really the look of excitement. It was one of those.
You were like,
well,
have you ever been to Clinton Township? Yeah.
Okay. That's all it was.
I went there for the first time today.
Yeah. I'm a 26-year-old lifetime resident of the state of Michigan. I had never been to Clinton Township before today. Shut up. It's a milestone for me. I went to the cultural mecca of Clinton Township.
Was there anything cool in Clinton Township?
A lot of potholes.
Well, that's
an entire state of Michigan, for crying out loud.
Yeah. No, there was nothing in Clinton Township. I essentially got there, did 5 minutes worth of work, and left.
Stop and get something to eat or anything like that?
No. Stop, pick something up from a warehouse.
So you didn't even get to enjoy the cuisine that was in
the
Clinton
fine
Township?
cuisine. I think I drove past a Wendy's and a Burger King and several.
Where at in Clinton Township? Where at in Clinton Township were you?
15 and I don't remember the other street.
Well, they always say when you go to new
Harper?
exciting lands, you're supposed to sample the cuisine when you go there. I mean, you're a beer aficionado. Did you try it in there?
Is there a brewery in it? The only problem is I was on the clock at work, so yeah, I'm not going to drink on the clock.
Well, I didn't know if there was a
I don't know. Is there a brewery in Clinton Township?
If there was a brew that is
only exclusively sold in Clinton
exclusively
Township?
to Clinton Township.
I don't know. It was a spontaneous trip, man. It didn't game plan that much.
Did you have to bring your passport or anything like that too?
Well, I have an enhanced driver's license, so I don't. If we end up
Did they accept that in Clinton Township?
I don't know. I guess I border hopped, and we'll never find out.
I can't wait till next week, and maybe we'll learn about another place you went.
Yeah.
Maybe you'll get to travel to Madison Heights next week.
Drove through Madison Heights to get to Clinton Township.
Dang
Well, I cut the corner into
Maybe
Madison
you're going to like
Heights.
Marysville or something like that.
Never been to Marysville.
It's out by Port Huron.
I know where it is.
Just say it.
No. Next week on Dorf's Adventures.
Have you ever been to Dearborn Heights?
Yeah.
I've driven through Dearborn Heights.
Have you been to Taylor?
Yes.
Okay.
I have been to
Southgate?
Yes.
I'm just going to name
The only thing I've ever done in Southgate is go to 2 funerals. So
Have you gone to
Allen Park?
I've been to Allen Park.
Rockford?
Family essentially founded the town, so yeah.
Riverview.
No and no.
Oh, okay. Well,
we got 2 over there. Yeah. Maybe those would be the next ones.
Brownstown?
Nope.
New Boston?
Nope.
Okay, well, there's plenty of
New
places.
Baltimore.
Nope.
Man, we got a list to go down like Dorf's expeditions.
Dorf discovers the northern and southern suburbs of Detroit. Next week, Dorf goes to Melvindale. God, now that we've offended like 78% of our audience.
We didn't say Brownstown or
We
Clinton
didn't say
Township
anything
is a shithole.
disparaging.
Yeah,
about
we never
it.
say anything bad about them.
No.
Because you don't go there doesn't mean they're bad people.
Well, you said that.
Or they're bad.
Why did I say that?
I don't know. They're just full of potholes, right?
Yeah.
Again, that's everywhere.
Yeah.
Then again, that is everywhere. So,
jeez.
all right, let's get right into it then. I want to pose a question, you two fine gentlemen. Kind of after Saturday's drubbing of Michigan State, has Michigan caught or surpassed the Spartans when it comes to basketball in the state of Michigan? Wolverines have won 3 out of 4. I think it's like
8 in a row.
No, it's not 8 in a row.
I thought it was 8 games
No,
in a row they won.
they
6. They've won 6
Is
straight.
Is it 6 straight?
It's
Why
not
was I
6
thinking it was
straight. No.
8?
Wait, Are you talking over Michigan State?
Over Michigan State.
Oh, yeah. I was
no.
like, that's what I was saying. I was
Sorry,
like, wait,
sorry.
that's why I was like, I'm pretty sure it's like 8 or
You
something.
did end Michigan State's 13-game winning streak. But yeah, Wolverines have won 6 straight overall, and that is 3 out of the last 4 in the rivalry. I want to posit this. It seems like Michigan is winning quite frequently more than Michigan State in the head-to-head matchup here in the last several years. And not to mention having almost equal success on a big stage overall. I want to posit to you guys here, and I want to get your thoughts. Have the Wolverines caught the Spartans in men's college basketball?
I believe so, because I'm looking at their schedule. Actually, it has been 8 straight games since they've won, and in those 8 straight games, they've taken out 3 top 10 teams.
Okay, well, I mean, a good month run doesn't make you eclipse the program.
Okay, are you
in the
talking
shadow
about
of.
Obviously for just the season or like
No,
overall?
I'm talking as a program.
No,
I'm talking as a program because you could argue Tom Izzo has had the Wolverine program just in its shadow.
Right. Okay, I thought you were just talking about for the season. No, if overall, no, they're not even close, to be honest, in my opinion, because Michigan State's been consistent on winning constantly and being ranked and all that stuff. And Michigan.
What was the last time the Wolverines had a bad team?
It's been a while.
John Beilein's first year.
John Beilein's been doing a hell of a job with Michigan. I look at it like this, Dorf. For this, it all boils down to John Beilein and where he's at. And I kind of look at this kind of, how we might look at Michigan State football.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, should Michigan be the better team when it comes to in football? Yes. Do they seemingly have the better head coach? I mean, you would think going into all of this. I mean, because Jim Harbaugh is Jim Harbaugh. I mean, he was he was in the NFL and he was extremely highly coveted. He was, he went to the Super Bowl and he had a good college career prior to going to the NFL. I mean, I look at it like with Michigan and Michigan State in terms of basketball, Tom Izzo for me has really hit a wall right now.
Sure.
He's hit a wall in terms of not. I mean, because when you look at what Michigan has done these past several years and in the John Beilein era, you also have to look at Michigan State as well and what they've done as a team under Tom Izzo. They really haven't done anything.
They've not won a championship in 18 years.
No, they haven't. Have they gone to a couple of Final Fours? Yes.
What, is it 4 or 5 in that span?
Yeah. Have they won some Big Ten championships?
Like 6?
Yes, they have.
Mm-hmm.
But that's the sort of thing that, at this point right now, Michigan State fans expect out of that team. If this was a pro team, and
it'd be conference if you don't make the conference semifinals, it would be a bust if you're trying to make a comparison to the pro team.
I mean, and I kind of look at Tom Izzo almost in the same sense that we were looking at Dave Dombrowski. Yeah, because Dave Dombrowski was doing everything he could to win division titles, get to the playoffs, and win a round or two, and then that was it. Yeah, they went to the World Series. They got hammered.
Twice.
At what point is that not enough
anymore?
Mm-hmm.
And with Michigan, all of this, I don't want to say it's new, but it's something that's not really expected because it's not like they're bringing in guys.
Right.
They're not recruiting guys like Tom Izzo is recruiting guys.
For example, like you said, Jim Harbaugh bringing in these top recruits and stuff like that. He's kind of doing what Mark D'Antonio's been doing. He brings in these smaller recruits and builds them.
That's exactly. I mean, that's exactly
like the
way I look at it.
Stop. John Beilein has been recruiting as a top 10 program in all of college basketball for the last decade. But there's not one guy on a Beilein team, Dorf, that really stands out as one of those guys that you can give the ball to and here, go score. I think on this current team?
Not on this current team. I'm talking about throughout a lot of. I mean, yes.
You're ignoring Trey Burke.
I was just about to say Trey Burke is probably the only one in the past.
Yes, Trey Burke was a very, very good. I mean, he's a National Player of the Year. But it seems like there's not one of those standout type of players that you see every single season, like you would see on a Tom Izzo Michigan State team. Is that fair, Dorf?
I think you're right about the Wolverines, but I don't think you have the characterization of the usual suspect Spartan team.
Okay, go ahead.
I don't think you know, until I would argue these last 2 years, it's been since the Flintstones. Well, you know what? Let's go back to the Mo Ager, Shannon Brown, Paul Davis era. That was the last time you had like 3 legitimate NBA players on your team, and you know what? None of those 3 guys really worked out in the league. Mm-hmm. Shannon Brown had the longest career out of all of them. Mo Ager quit to be a rapper.
When was that?
The mid 2000s.
And when was Mateen Cleaves there?
He was the beginning of the 2000s. He was part of the championship team. I know I posited this question. It would be very popular for myself as a Spartan fan today to, bow down and say, John Beilein is past Tom Izzo in success, but I'm not gonna do that because you know what it comes down to. John Beilein currently owns Tom Izzo in the head-to-head, but when we're gauging programs and making judgments about programs, John Beilein does not even if you just want to look at the last 11, let's call it 11 years because that's how long Beilein's been at Michigan. Tom Izzo still is running a superior program when it comes to how far they make it in the tournament, conference record, conference championships, et cetera, et cetera. John Beilein has won 1 conference championship in 11 years. That would be back in 2013, and that was the Treyberg team that finished. It was not the Treyberg team. That was the Elite 8 year, the year after they went to the Final Four. Was Treyberg still on that team? I don't remember if he went pro that year.
What year was it?
13-14.
I think he was.
Yeah, I think he was. I think it was the last year he was there.
I think you're right. I want to pull it up real quick.
Dorf, can I say this?
Sure, go ahead.
I know where you're going with this, and I agree with you. I don't think ultimately John Beilein or Michigan is a better program than Michigan State. Nor would I say that Michigan State necessarily in football is a better program than Michigan. However, the here and now, I think John Beilein right now is a better head coach and has Michigan
in a better spot
than Michigan State. I
will not dispute that
because
for this season.
Because it seems the one thing that you can always count on, it seems like with these Beilein teams, is he always has his team prepared and ready to go.
They always put up a fight.
They're always ready to play, and that's something that I think a lot of Michigan fans really have to appreciate.
It's nice
about John Beilein.
And Treyberg was not on the team. He went to the draft every year part.
But I think that's the case. I think that's what we have right now because, like I said, I hesitate. I'm with you, Dorf, because I think you have to look at it. You have to look at more than just this season or a couple of seasons when you ask yourself who's a better head coach, because both guys certainly have the sample size that you can go back and look at that. It's not like John Beilein is a second-year head coach in college basketball or anything like that. You have some substance to compare the two together. And when you compare the two together, Tom Izzo is a better head coach. Mm-hmm. Tom Izzo has had the better program. But the here and now, as of today, March 5th, 2018, John Beilein right now is a better head coach, and he has a better team right now than Tom Izzo does.
Absolutely, and I don't think you can dispute that. I think anybody who is would say otherwise is bonkers. Mm-hmm.
The question for you is who are you more afraid to play in the tournament? Are you more afraid to play Michigan or are you more afraid to play Michigan State?
I am currently more afraid to play Michigan.
Yeah,
I agree.
The way they're playing right now,
their defensive effort is outstanding. Their classic problem with not enough size inside is negated by their just matchup nightmare that they are. You can't play 2 bigs. You just can't. As Michigan State found out again, you can't ask either Jaren Jackson or Nick Ward to guard Livers on the perimeter. You just can't.
You can even say that about Mo Wagner too. Like the dude can play outside,
and you love Mo Wagner. Doesn't really ever go in the paint without the ball.
Right.
So you're asking, Jaren Jackson could probably get away with guarding the perimeter in this example, but not well.
Yeah.
And Nick Ward, if he's outside the painted area, is lost.
Yeah, you're done.
And you can't ask either of those. You can't ask either of those guys.
It's not their job
to guard Mo Wagner. And if he's playing the 5, and you're going to have the other guy guard, Livers or whoever
Robinson
else, or whoever they happen to have, Duncan Robinson at the 4. You're fucked defensively.
Exactly.
Especially if you're unwilling or unable to go play a zone. Mm-hmm. You're fucked. And that kind of matchup and that kind of matchup problem, especially with your stellar defense on the ball at point guard.
I've been so impressed with Simpson.
You have God, his free throws percentage scares the shit out of me.
He does the whole Rip Hamilton kind of thing.
I don't think it's a physical problem. It's in between his ears.
Oh yeah, it's a mental problem for sure.
But Xavier Simpson, holy shit,
could have been the Big Ten tournament.
Who ended up with that?
Wagner.
Oh yeah, Wagner. Yeah, okay. Wagner did.
Because the best player on the team that won. Okay, yeah, that's usually how it works.
Did you see the trophy for the?
That thing's huge.
No. The most valuable player of the tournament.
No, is it like?
It's
is it?
It's like this big. And go look up the pictures of it because it's funny. He's Wagner's trying to play it up like it's a big trophy.
So he's like,
no, he's like holding it like this,
daintily in between his
fingers. And then they grab the tournament trophies it's like monstrous.
Yeah, the tournament trophy is obviously.
I thought Beeline was going to tip over when he was carrying it.
I'm sorry, Darth. Go ahead.
I don't really have anywhere else to go from there, but I honestly think that they play well or have the ability to adjust to anything anybody can throw at them. Mm-hmm. And for that, I think they have a better shot of going deep. If you want to put it in terms of pure future NBA potential, Michigan State is a superior team in that stretch.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
They do. I mean, Charles Matthews might end up playing a little bit in the league. Wagner will get drafted in the first round, but who knows if he'll stick, if he has the athleticism to guard anybody. No. Or also at 6'11", if he can keep his lower body healthy. We'll see.
Robinson, maybe.
No,
absolutely
not.
Like the only
thing, Duncan Robinson has no hope of playing in the end.
And Michigan just doesn't have the. They just don't have the. The track record, really, right? Especially in recent years, sending guys over.
And that's fine, but but if that's what your measure is a future NBA potential, Michigan State has a better team.
Yeah, for sure. You could say
you don't have that,
right?
You don't have that. That doesn't matter.
I mean, even their best player within the past 10 years, Trey Burke has. Flamed out in the league.
Although he's back in and playing very well for the Knicks.
You can say the same thing with Tim Hardaway Jr.
For the most part.
He's also starting for the Knicks.
For the most part, though.
Yeah. I mean, Nick Stauskas has been a pro bust.
Yeah.
I mean, in all fairness, though, too, I mean, Michigan State hasn't had a bunch of players go over and really stand out as those guys.
Not lately. I mean, you do have Draymond Green.
You do have Draymond Green.
Yes. Gary Harris is really fucking good, too.
Yeah.
Gary Harris two people very good. But at the same time, you have a guy like Adrian Payne who hasn't worked out.
Has he caught on another team?
He's in Europe.
Is he in Europe? Okay.
Yeah, he's in Europe. I mean, you got guys like Derek Nix that have gone to Europe, but I mean, you haven't had a lot of success lately. And then there's Keith Appling, who played a little bit and now is in jail for brandishing a firearm. But it's neither here nor there. Anyway, anything else you guys want to talk about college basketball wise? Just quick prediction. Where do you think? I'm not asking you for what region they'll be seated in, but what do you think on come Sunday? The seeding will be for both the Wolverines and the Spartans.
Seeding?
Yeah.
Let's see.
That's kind of tough.
Michigan's in the top 10 now.
They're 7th currently. Yes. I think it was 7th in the latest polls. Michigan State dropped to 4th.
Yeah.
I have a feeling Michigan State's going to be a 3.
Okay. What about Wolverines?
Wolverines.
Possibly could be a 3 or 4.
I don't think Michigan's going to be a 3. I'm going to go. I could see them peaking at a 4 though.
Okay. I agree with your assessment. Sean, what did you
I said for Michigan State would be, I agree with that. I'm a 3 on that. But I think Michigan could be a peak and add a 3, but mainly a 4.
Okay. I think the Spartans will end up being a 2 because just looking at the matchups of Conference Championship Week, some of the teams around them are kind of in the same discussion. Somebody's going to have to lose. Mm-hmm. And Michigan State's done with their schedule. So I wouldn't be shocked if they're a 3, but I still think they'll end up being a 2 seed. And Wolverines, I would say solid 4, potential for a 3, depending on how some chips fall ahead of them this week. Both of those are very good. If you look at like the bracketologists, not that means anything this far out, with too much left to be decided when it comes to like at-large bids and such. Have the kind of the consensus is Spartans are probably going to be a 3 and Wolverines will probably be a 4.
Am I missing something this year? Did they usually have Selection Sunday?
The Big Ten tournament's a week early.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Why is it a week early?
Because they wanted MSG.
Oh, really?
They want to play at Madison.
Because the Big East tournament's there this weekend.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Jesus Christ!
I'm pretty sure that's what the Big East tournament
Where was it last year?
The next week. They finished on Selection Sunday.
Yeah. No, but I know. But where were they?
The United Center.
Oh, they played the United Center last year?
Yeah, in Chicago. Several years before that was Conseco or Banker's Life or whatever in Indianapolis.
Who gives a shit?
Surrounding success. Don't be surprised if it's not there every year.
I know. Mm-hmm. I just don't.
Speaking of that, the punditry about the Big Ten tournament in New York leading up to is, this is a terrible idea. This is stupid. This is dumb. And everybody's like, okay. After it's over, like, all right, this is pretty good.
I'm not saying it's dumb. I just wish they. I don't know. I don't like it being a week late or early. Excuse me.
Yeah. What about LCA? Bump the Horizon League out. Fuck those guys.
Yeah, why don't they do that? Can't they go and...
I'm sure it'll get one.
Can't they go play at the Palace?
Yeah, right.
Well, you got Oakland in the Horizon League. I mean, whatever.
Oakland plays at a couple games at LCA now.
Yeah, I know. But they're closer to the Palace.
Well, yeah. Hey, man, I work just about 2 miles away from the Palace. It's sad how everything has just kind of died around it. Not that there was much around it to begin with,
but there's the post.
Yeah.
And what else?
Giant old garbage dump.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Basically, you can say the same.
Is that suffering now because the Palace?
Well, it's done. It's done being used. So
yeah. You can say the same thing happened at the Silverdome. Everything that
at least they've decided to demo that.
Well, just give it time.
Did they finally knock it down?
They tried to.
Yeah.
Is it? I think I know.
And when they tried again, I almost shit my pants at my desk.
Oh, really?
Because it was in the middle of the day. And I'm just sitting there typing an email. Boom! Like the whole building shakes. And we're like, oh my God, was there just a nuclear bomb because we're right on the side of 75.
Well, they had to make sure they got it this time.
Right on the side of 75. I was like, oh shit, huge explosion and a crash out, on 75 right outside the building. It's going to be some chemical explosion. We're going to have to fucking evacuate now. Like, God damn it.
Nope, just Silverdome.
And then I'm like, I look up, right, Silverdome. Yeah, it was fucking scary. Also, like thunderclap, like right overhead was the other option, but it was like too intense from the ground. It wasn't just a shockwave from above. Anyway, anything else, guys, on college basketball?
Nope.
Get off your phone, Sean. Pay attention.
I'm paying attention. I'm listening to you perfectly fine.
No, you're not.
Yes, I am.
What did I just say?
You just said, is there anything else you guys want to talk about college basketball? And I said, no, I'm fine.
Sean, give me your phone.
Teacher said give him his phone.
That's funny.
Anyway, want to address one specifically Pistons rumor here tonight. Kind of was published over the last week. I don't remember the source on it. I just kind of pulled this one out of the top of my head today. That Stan Van Gundy is to be relieved of his duties, both as a coach and a general manager or VP of basketball ops, whatever you want to call it, if they do not make the playoffs this season. I just kind of want to put the spin on this. He was given that ultimatum already, and then went out and made the Blake Griffin trade for this season with fuck the future, kind of being his attitude, because acting in his own self-interest, wants to keep his job, got to win now, can't afford to sell at the deadline. If that's the case, we asked this last week, is Tom Gores asleep at the wheel? But this is another damning indication that if he already gave him that ultimatum and allowed that trade to go through, because ownership's got to approve a trade of that magnitude, we assume. We'd think. Why the fuck would he sign off on that deal? Or is he because he's an LA guy and he sees, I'm sure, Blake Griffin on local TV all the time. Fell in love with the star, the illusion of stardom that comes along with Blake Griffin.
Could that be an indication then that the rumor is not true?
Maybe.
I mean that it seemed that what happened in terms of the Blake Griffin trade seems to indicate to me that rumor of
it would be the perfect. It would be the perfect time to do it. He would be entering the final year of his deal, so you don't want to be paying him to not work for a year.
True.
But the only problem is if you want to hire a competent general manager, hey, welcome to the job. You don't have a first round pick this year, or a second for that matter. You don't have a pick. You don't have picks this year. Have fun. And your salary capped out.
But you see that's why I don't really trust that this is the ultimatum was you win
accurate.
Yes, you win, you make the playoffs, or you're going to get fired.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm not saying that shouldn't be the case. I just don't see this rumor as being true because of what has happened.
Sure,
Sean, over the course of a couple of months here.
I kind of agree with Adam on that. That basically, if it was the ultimatum for this, I think Gores probably would have stepped up and said no on that trade. So obviously, Stan Van Gundy's still going to be in charge. You said he has one more year left on his contract?
Yes, I believe so.
So basically, I think he's just going to let it play out, and obviously, hopefully, they can turn around, even though they're like 5 or 6 and 8 cents the trade. They lost 7 or 8 straight games.
Well, they've got to win
last
2 games ago. Yeah.
The last game
they played Cleveland tonight.
Yeah, they're winning right now at the end of the first 28-26. But yeah, I don't think it's really an ultimatum that obviously if they don't make the playoffs, he's fired. You can possibly just say obviously because of just his name, Stan Van Gundy, he's not going to get fired.
They're currently 4 games out of the 8th spot.
Yeah, and they're 7.5 games out of first in their conference or their division, whatever. So it's they're not even
2-8 in their last 10.
Yeah, I know. It's pretty bad. So but I don't really see it's an ultimatum at all.
Okay, and regardless, I want to give. I would hope it'd be true but the unfortunate part is you're damned if you do, damned if you don't.
Mm-hmm.
You allow a seemingly incompetent general manager to dig your hole even deeper by letting him stay on the job an additional year next year.
It's the same thing what happened with Joe Dumars.
Right.
Exactly. Or you let him go and you hire a general manager who is unable to do anything in this first year to affect change because you know what? You don't have any picks in this upcoming draft. If I remember correctly, I think they got rid of all the second round or 2, and I don't think they had any others. Can you check in on that for me? Make sure, because I know they're not going to get their first outside of a lottery day miracle. They're not going to keep their first, and they're essentially capped out. They spent all their money, and it's all on the books and long-term commitments. I mean, you've got Blake Griffin at 30-something a year. You've got Andre Drummond at 28 or whatever, and Reggie Jackson at 20. I mean, you're at the soft cap with 3 guys.
I would like to see. I mean, and again, I'm not making excuses or anything like that for Stan Van Gundy, but I would like to see where this team would be at with Reggie Jackson on the floor.
Yeah, that was kind of my next point here. I wanted to bring up: is it a fair ultimatum? Per se, because Reggie Jackson, I mean, the guy that you've kind of counted on to be your primary ball handler, has been out since December?
Mm-hmm. When is he even supposed to be back? I know he's been doing a little bit of running right now.
The initial timeline, he would have been back 2 weeks ago.
Yep.
The modified timeline is next week, but I don't think he's even started practicing yet. practicing fully. He's clear for some light basketball activities, if I remember correctly.
So, I mean, like I said, I don't want to use that as an excuse. I mean, you made a big trade. You got Blake,
the dumb trade.
You got Blake Griffin in the fold here. I don't want to say that one guy in particular, even though it is basketball, and the roster size, starting lineups are a lot more condensed than what we've seen in other sports, but I would just like to see where this team would be at right now, because again, they are only 4 games out. Is Reggie Jackson
4 games, a 4-game difference?
Is he a 4-game difference maker?
It might be.
I mean, I know we can go and look at the stats.
Is Reggie Jackson a 4-VORP player?
I don't think it's VORP that we're looking for.
Yeah, or win share player.
Win share, there we go.
Sorry, 4 win shares player over what you're having. Well, Ish Smith, Ish Smith, or now Jameer Nelson.
We can look it up.
Sure, we could. And I'm going to go with what my gut says. Yeah, Ish Smith is that bad.
Yes.
And I mean, you've only had Jameer Nelson since deadline day, and well, he's not any good either. But
no, but I still think he's
better than Smith.
Yeah, I was gonna say Nelson's way more consistent on passing the ball than Smith, I think, is. I know Smith takes too many shots, in my opinion. Like, you have
he's not a talented offensive player.
No, he's not, and that's what kind of bothers me. Is like, your job is out there to pass the ball. Quit taking these shots. You have these guys around you to do that. Pass the ball to them. You have 2, basically, you could say dominant big guys down low, but if you're not passing the ball, they're not dominant.
Ish Smith is a very good third point guard in this league. He has a place in this league. He has no reason to not be around.
He's proved it before.
He's just as a third guard.
He's proved it to have more playing time than actually starting. It's just it bothers me. Like I said, you have 2 big guys down low that you can give the ball to, and they're going to score. But you got to give them the ball. They can't do their job if you can't give them the ball. Once they get outside the free throw line, it's like, especially Drummond. You can't get anything outside that. And then Blake Griffin, once he gets outside the free throw line, it's all of a sudden, guess what? I have a 10% chance of making a 3-pointer.
And even the problem, Blake Griffin's about a 35%.
I was being sarcastic on that.
I know you were, but that's the problem. You're going. This would be a very decent, formidable lineup in the old days when it was Twin Towers, and that's what you went for. Now it's, you play a true center 25 minutes, and it's just fucking guys that are 6'8".
I know this isn't the Tim Duncan, David Robinson era.
No, it's not.
Like, right? Yeah, like it's the era of just one Andre Drummond or one Blake Griffin. Then you have outside guys.
Absolutely, and you know what? You can get away with Blake Griffin at your 5 with 4 of the, the 4 wings or 3 wings and a point guard around
right? Exactly.
Him. And Blake Griffin could be very deadly in that role, I would think. But the only problem is you also have Andre Drummond,
who can't do anything but be a center.
Exactly, and you're paying him too damn much to only play him 25 minutes a night.
Right.
So, with that in mind, you're fucked.
Yeah. What's Drummond signed for the next 5 years?
4.
4 years.
Both him and Griffin are under the same term.
And then Jackson 3 more years?
Correct.
That's what I'm saying. So that's like over $100 million, a year.
Blake Griffin's contract, it was $5 and $173, and you got him in the middle of the first year.
Right, exactly.
You're going to owe him 140 or 160 of the 173.
And that's what I'm saying. For the next 3 years, you're going to be paying those 3 guys nearly $100 million.
You're absolutely
for a team that is average. It would be understandable if it was like you were paying, Kevin Durant, Draymond Green, what's his name? My mind's blank. Point guard, Stephen Curry. Yeah, Stephen Curry.
How are you forgetting Steph Curry?
I had a brain fart. But I'm saying that's normal for those 3 guys because they win championships. That'd be understandable to pay those 3 guys a total of over $100 million a year because they win.
In 2015, 2016, Reggie Jackson was a 6.9 win share.
Okay.
He had a bad year last year.
Because he played hurt most of the year.
And I'm not even going to consider this year.
Oh, yeah, with like the 6 games or whatever he played.
Yeah. As far as Ish Smith goes, hold on a second.
Come on, man.
Ish Smith, his best year in terms of win shares was last season at 2.2.
Pretty much.
4 wins right there, sir.
There you go. So, I mean, if it
proven.
If it comes down to making the playoffs and not making the playoffs,
Reggie Jackson is arguably that difference.
It looks like he could be.
God damn it! Hurry up and get back! What the heck?
Well, it's too late now.
Yeah, I know that ship has sailed.
I'm checking how many games.
I mean, I'm not saying they can't go and make it even if Reggie Jackson comes back, but
it's unlikely.
Over the course of the season, yes, it would be nice to have Reggie Jackson back at full steam because it's before he got hurt, he did look like that guy that could have been pulling down almost 7.
Well, if you look at their record with him versus against him,
sure,
they were like 5 or 6 games over 500 with him.
So there you go.
Well, after this game tonight, they only have 18 games left.
So he'll be back. Best case scenario for the final 12.
And you're
going to make up 4 games in the final 12.
Well, let's just say you can't lose any more games.
Yeah, pretty much. Miami's playing well, and that's who you're chasing.
So if that's the case, then what do you do with Stan? Do you keep Stan Van Gundy then? Is the assessment that Reggie Jackson is that difference maker? And if that's the case,
you're fucked either way. It doesn't matter.
Okay, so you keep him around then.
Sure.
What's it gonna hurt now? To be honest, like.
I wouldn't mind.
You might as well just finish it out because why bring a guy in who can't do anything?
I wouldn't be upset if they started the season with him, but if it's not going extremely well right away, canning him in the second month of the year, or let's just say canning him at Christmas. God, that's cruel though.
So then, if you do that, then what would you just have like Tim Hardaway just to fill in the rest of the year or something? Like, what would you do to replace him?
I mean, whoever your assistant coach is, your top assistant would take over on an intern basis, and you'd let Jeff Brower run the front office for the rest of the year, and then start fresh with somebody new.
Okay.
Anything else, Pistons guys? All right, moving on. Lions,
the winners of the city, finally.
By the way, speaking of winners, Justin Verlander named opening day starter in Houston.
He looks so nasty in his spring training debut. Like, oh my gosh!
Everybody looks so happy too.
I know.
See Justin Verlander down in Houston. You see JD signing him in Boston.
Yeah.
Justin Upton in LA.
Yeah. Justin Upton making
Ian Kinsler there too.
Yeah.
Making home run saving catches in spring training. I think Justin Upton did that a couple of games ago.
Yeah.
I didn't see that.
I did. I saw that.
And quite frankly, I'm not paying attention that much.
And here we are, stuck in Detroit with this Tigers team.
In the shit weather.
Articles coming out from the Boston Globe talking about something that, quite frankly, everybody else here knew. And Dorf and I were actually talking about a while ago about how untradeable Miguel Cabrera is. And if you are going to trade him, you're not going to like what you get in return.
Well, there was a post on MLB Trade Rumors about that point.
That's what I'm talking about.
Oh, okay. They've even offered to pay a significant portion of the salary, and no one called.
No, but you and I were talking about this. It wasn't on air, I don't believe, but it was the return. If they were going to trade Miguel Cabrera, the return wasn't going to be. What
I was even bringing up and floating just as a thought exercise the idea of you're going to have to get somebody to take Miguel Cabrera. You're going to have to send along high grade assets with him and money to make it happen.
Yeah, take on that contract.
I mean, you might be a scenario of who needs a first baseman next year or whatever it's going to be, or a DH. Let's just say the New York Yankees need it. They don't, but for this thought exercise, let's say they need a first baseman or DH next year. So you're going to have to send Cabrera, like Michael Fulmer and Alex Faedo, and $100 million to the Yankees for a box of baseball cards.
I would just eat Miguel Cabrera's contract.
You might have to.
That's what they're gonna do.
Yeah, I was saying that you might as well. I'm like, you couldn't give up Fulmer and Faedo.
Well,
this
example,
I'm just saying.
This is hypothetical, but
I'm just saying.
You know what though?
That's what you might have to do.
You know what though? Even if they were to do that, it's not like they would be totally fucking their future.
Yeah.
Because they have
that exact scenario of a plethora of right-handed pitching coming up.
Exactly. Yeah. So it's not something that is that should be
totally out of the box or
no, it's not. And and to be fair though, you say a box of baseball cards. It's not like they would
use batting practice balls, chewing gum.
They would
stocking the vending machine.
They would probably still get a a mid-tier prospect in return. It's not like they'd be getting a bottom-of-the-barrel type of guy in return for Miguel Cabrera. You would get a mid-tier prospect. You might even get 2 mid-tier prospects. Somebody that is mid-tier on the Yankees, but maybe a top 10 type of guy on a shitty farm system.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
But they're going to end up
Who needs
eating
a first baseman?
They're going to end up eating that contract, though. They're going to have to. That's what they signed up for. And you know what? At the time, it wasn't bad because
this is why you don't hand out 10-year deals to anybody, let alone somebody who's after their 30th birthday.
But it's an argument for a different day. I will say this though, that
nobody was worth the risk of a 10-year deal.
I was gonna say I can't wait for somebody to go out there and make this trade offer. I'm talking fan wise.
Oh,
well, let's trade Miguel Cabrera.
Trade.
Let's trade Miguel Cabrera, Victor Martinez, and Christian Stewart for Mike Trout.
Okay, this isn't MLB The Show 2012.
Okay, you know what?
You get 3 players for 1, though.
I don't even know who the GM is because it's not DePoto anymore.
No, you might get DePoto on that one.
No, who's the GM in LA for the Angels?
I can't remember.
It's not Jerry DePoto. He's in Seattle.
But Jerry DePoto sucks, though.
Yeah, he is. He's a moron. Fuck, whoever the GM is in Seattle. It's not Bobby Evans, is it?
No, Sean, look it up.
Whatever, whoever it is. This is you're gonna be just click. Don't ever call me again. I know we make like a trade a year, but shut up. Don't ever call me again. Lose my number.
That's not a
Lose
bad
my
deal.
number.
That's not a bad deal, though, is it?
It's Jerry DePato.
Is it Jerry DePoto?
Yeah.
Oh, you might be able to do it then.
All right, fuck it. Let's try it. Anyway, let's get to the line.
He's still there?
That's what it says right here on Google.
I think you're wrong there.
Damn.
There's no way.
That guy's awful. You know what, though? The Angels are fucked, too.
He's been there.
Billy Epler.
Why is I put Seattle Mariners? Look at this.
Oh, we're talking the Angels.
Oh, I thought you said Mariners.
No.
Oh, I thought you said Mariners.
Jerry DePoto is, yeah. So
I thought you said the Mariners. My bad.
You know what, though? The Angels are kind of fucked, too.
Yeah,
they've geared up for one last run.
Yeah,
They invested a lot this offseason. They geared up for one last run.
DePoto was
look out, man! They got a pretty good team. If they can get guys,
I know they do.
If they can pitch, watch out.
They don't have pitching.
Well, the thing is, they got to say, hopefully Richards'
elbow will last more than 2 innings this year.
That's the main thing, because between Ohtani, the way he's been pitching, it looks pretty good so far. It's spring training, it's early, and basically Shoemaker.
Come on, Matt Shoemaker's a 4 on a good team.
I know, and that's what I'm saying. Besides that, they don't really have much.
He lights the Tigers up.
Hey, he is the pride of this neck of the woods.
And things you got to think about is Ohtani going to be able to play
Actually,
offense?
I think he's from Clinton Township.
Is he?
That's funny.
I'm going to look it up real quick.
Hey, man.
They got Jim Johnson in the
Eastern Michigan's own. Didn't he get... Was it last year he got nailed in the head?
Something like that. Was it last year or the year before?
He's from Wyandotte.
Oh, he's from Wyandotte.
You're
Another
way
place I've never
You're
been to.
way off.
You've never been to Wyandotte?
I have never been to Wyandotte.
You've been to Southgate, but you've never been to Wyandotte?
Correct.
Man.
I might have driven through Wyandotte
You have a
unknowingly.
sheltered life.
I'm not. I'm from the Ann Arbor area. I don't go that way.
Well, you think you're better than everybody?
Wyandotte's actually not that bad of a place.
I just don't go that way.
Yeah.
I'm from the Ann Arbor area, and my family lives in Lansing. I don't go that way. Nobody lives that way.
You
can
explore
iconic enough in Wyandotte to justify a trip.
Do you want to go exploring?
Yeah.
Not with you guys.
It's Dorf's exploring, remember? Like I said. Explore.
So I'm like Dora the Explorer?
You gonna go ghost hunting with us next year?
Yes.
No.
Come on. Come on. That was so fun.
I'm not doing that.
We're going. I think we're going to historic Fort Wayne next year.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, in the city?
Delray, yeah.
Have fun getting mugged.
We can make a quick trip over to Wyandotte if you want. It's just down the road.
I know it is. But
it's not far. It's like a 15-minute drive.
Less than that.
I know. It's not far.
Actually, no,
it's around 15 minutes.
I could not be less interested in this ghost hunting adventure you guys do.
Oh man, you were missing out so much.
You can see the Canton police not give a shit.
Yeah. They just see us, they're like, I'm not stopping. It's not worth it.
I don't want to get my shoes muddy.
Wear boots.
Well, no, that's the officer was like, I don't want to get my shoes.
Oh, yeah, probably because my shoes were a little muddy that night.
Anyway, Lions rumors. A 3-pack here. Lions will not bring back Travis Swanson.
Oh, why not?
Report. Injury concerns. Graham Glasgow is now your center. They will be looking to add a guard or give Joe Dahl the job. You're coming up this next season.
Isn't Glasgow too small?
Yeah.
Graham Glasgow's 6'5", 310.
Yeah, he's.
Oh, wait, no, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
No, I'm thinking it was wasn't Travis Swanson too small?
6'5", 310.
Yeah, they're both decent sized people.
I thought he was too small.
No, you probably think it's too small because you never see him play.
You're probably forgetting. You're probably mistaking it for Dominic Raiola was short.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was.
Okay. Yeah, Travis Swanson is not short.
Travis Swanson just wasn't all that great.
No. Wasn't awful. Wasn't.
He got the job done.
He was a NFL caliber starter, but not a good one. If that makes any sense. But you did get decent value out of a 3rd-round pick for him, so I'm not going to complain about that really. They will also not tender a restricted free agent tender to wide receiver TJ Jones, but are interested in a possible reunion, but will allow him to test the free agent market.
Meh, whatever.
Yeah.
He would be your 4th receiver on this team next year anyway, most likely. And Matt Patricia hinted at wanting to bring back Zach Zender to compete for a backup job this next season.
I don't mind it.
Out of those 3 moves, anything that surprises you, concerns you, any comments, questions?
Not really.
Yeah, not really. I mean, it's kind of like smart moves. You're basically just like obviously prepping yourself just in case you don't fill those positions.
Those are positions if they can't you can go out and get that in the free agent.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, this is a good year to need a guard in free agency and the draft. It's actually a pretty deep draft for guards. It's a terrible year to need a tackle. Especially, I don't know. Did you guys watch Combine all this week? And Orlando Brown Jr.'s performance?
I watched a little bit of it.
Like the worst performance ever at a Combine. Do you see his 40? No. 5.89 or 5.8 440.
I think Sean can run a 40 better than that.
Well, he's like
I do
6'8", 350.
Yeah, I'm 5'10", 260.
I think Dorf can run a better 40 than
14 reps on the bench, probably in these dress shoes. Yeah, and looked really bad in the mirror drills.
Yeah, Dorf dresses up to come to the podcast.
And when asked,
weren't we supposed to do our own?
I do. This is when we're at work. And weren't we supposed
to do our own combine a few years ago? We just never did.
Yeah.
Why didn't we ever do that?
Dorf list out.
Oh, come on, Dorf.
I would hurt you guys. If we actually did
we need to do our
specific
own
drills, I would.
What's your guys' plans this weekend?
Not doing that.
Oh, come on. Adam, I know you want to do it.
I don't care.
I'm not participating in the underwear Olympics with you two.
You weren't complaining last night.
Sean, stop. That's what's telling you, man.
They don't. How much contact stuff do they do at the combine?
Not a lot.
Yeah, there's not a whole lot of contact. The only contact you have is catching the ball or
it
hitting
really
the
wasn't.
pad.
It really wasn't a combine. It was like one-on-ones, is what you.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You're not really getting. Yeah.
No, I'm not doing that with you guys.
Come on.
I don't want to hurt anybody.
You're not going to hurt me.
There's no contact in it.
Yeah.
Well, the original proposal involved contact. This one doesn't.
I'm cool with that. I'll throw some football pads on. We can hit each other.
It's more important to have the lid on.
I don't care. Let's do it.
No.
Oh, come on. Adam will do it.
Yeah, why not?
Make sure your life insurance is up to date. That's all.
Mine's good. Mine's good to go.
Anyway.
Dorf doesn't want to get another concussion. That's what
I do have legitimate concerns about that.
I'll just go for the knee.
You know what will happen? Is Dorf would get another concussion and he would be slurping out of the straw for the rest of his life.
I hate that you're giggling about this. Because you guys are terrible friends.
Yeah, pretty much. We have to have you sit there and you can enjoy the show with us still.
We have to call up Emily and be like, he's making these gurgling sounds.
Yeah, I don't think this is normal, but
he's making these gurgling sounds and twitching a lot.
And he's on his back, or maybe it's its side.
Dorf, stop being such a little bitch and get up.
Throw some dirt on it. Be a man.
Kind of jerks.
We start kicking him or poking him with a stick. You all right? Why aren't you moving?
Adam, you got any thoughts on these at all? These moves before we plot my.
No, I said.
I think it would technically be involuntary manslaughter.
I don't mind.
You don't mind any of them? Okay.
No, Travis Swanson and TJ Lang, man.
Yeah, they're just backups.
TJ Lang has got guaranteed money still. I don't want to.
Or not TJ Lang.
Jones?
TJ Jones, yeah.
Whatever.
No, TJ Lang is. I don't want to.
Yeah.
Okay.
Who's the other one?
Zach Center.
Nah.
Meh. And Ziggy Ansah, that's kind of my assessment of it too. Whatever, they're bottom of the roster players anyway. I mean, Travis Swanson was outplayed this year at his natural position.
They're all replaceable in free agent.
I don't even think you could replace them, and you probably will replace them all in the draft.
Yeah, that too. Yeah.
Ziggy Ansah was given the franchise tag. Just kind of quick thoughts, good, bad, otherwise.
I'm fine with it. Yeah. If you're gonna use the franchise tag on
this is the perfect scenario for a franchise tag.
Yeah, right. Just don't use it on a quarterback.
Exactly.
Well, I mean, it's still going to cost you $18 million for a defensive end, but
hey, if Ziggy Ansah is healthy,
dude, the guy's
he's an $18 million defensive end,
but he's just not healthy. And that's the problem. They need to figure out how to keep him.
But
healthy.
You know what? If he's not healthy, then it's just
if it's third year in a row of limited production because of injury,
it's one season that you have to
let him go,
and then you let him go after that. So
and also he's going to get infinitely cheaper because you know what, his age will begin with a 3.
Yeah, I was going to say he's 29 right now.
2, which makes him infinitely more affordable. And when it comes
30 next
I know, isn't that crazy?
Remember, he was old. He was a lot older than the prospect coming out because of his not playing more mid-mission status.
Yeah, he didn't start playing football until high school or something like that.
No, he didn't start playing football until he was at BYU.
Oh, was it?
Because he came as attempting to walk onto the basketball team. Didn't make it the first 2 years. Ended up being I think shot putter on the track team. And I think it was Chris Peterson was there at the time. Said, "Hey, why don't you come and try football?" And he couldn't even put his own pads on. It's insane. And then after that, he only played special teams his first year where it was, go run downfield and tackle the guy with the ball. And then it was just rush the passer on third down. And then his final year, when he finally understood what he was doing, he was just unblockable. So he was an older guy who was also a 5th-year senior. So that's why he's so much older than guys that were in his draft class.
This isn't on the Majors Live tonight, but what's your feeling with Russell Wilson and the Yankees?
It's cute. Whatever. Who cares?
Yeah.
I did get a text message from my sister. Why the fuck is Russell Wilson playing baseball?
Well, why did Deion Sanders play baseball?
I'm assuming the Seahawks can't be too thrilled with this.
Well, they let him do it the last 2 years, too.
And with the Rangers. So
Rangers camp.
Yeah.
Why would they let him do that, though?
Because it doesn't matter.
Yeah. They're they're
not afraid of him getting hurt?
They probably are, but there's nothing they probably can do about it.
He's more at risk of getting hurt in a car accident than he is on a baseball field.
Okay. Was he an outfielder?
Second
baseman, yeah.
Okay. Just want to know.
If I'm the management of the Seahawks, I'm not happy, but whatever. Kind of run things a little bit differently up there with Pete Carroll. Probably encourages it. Yeah, go get away from it. Enjoy yourself. Enjoy your summer. Stay out of trouble. Just kind of coming out of the combine here. I don't know how much of it you guys watched. I watched quite a bit of it. What position group do you think the Lions should target in the first round?
In the first round?
In the first round. Or if you don't know enough, it's okay to pass too.
There's not many defensive tackles in the first round, are there?
No, I would.
There's where they're picking. There's one or two that could be Taven Bryan from Florida, or I'm forgetting his name, from Alabama.
Trade out.
Wouldn't be bad. Well, but here's my thing. I would really at that point I wouldn't be mind going after. The guy's name's Harold Landry. I believe he led the NCAA in sacks this year. He's from Boston College.
Yep. No, there's the connection with the defensive coordinator too.
Little bit undersized for a 4-3 end, but at the same time, look at the Matt Patricia defense in New England. They're never going to be in a pure 4-3. He's a perfect guy that fits in that scheme. I love it. I'd love that to be the selection if he's available.
No, I think there was an article too. I think Matt Burkett
Dave Burkett.
Dave Burkett, yep. Wrote some about that and the connection with the new defensive coordinator that they have in here now. How he said he changed his life or he's changed his outlook on football.
Oh, stop! This is the standard like spring training story that everybody's in the best shape of their life.
But no, I mean I've heard that, and it. Yeah, I mean he turned some heads at Boston College. I wouldn't be mad.
Very athletic player.
No, I wouldn't be mad if they went after another rush the quarterback type of guy.
Yeah, like some type
They
of
need to.
linebacker.
Yeah, they do.
They need one eventually.
Defensive end.
You don't need a linebacker. You do not need to take a linebacker early. You took 2 last year who both looked like they were going to be pretty okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't want him to take a linebacker either.
You're going to need to take a linebacker in round like 4 through 7.
Anything on the defensive line, I'd like to go after.
Sure, best defensive lineman available is a bad pick.
But at that time, if there is a running back there, which I doubt there will be, but I'm just saying.
If Darius Geis is still on the board, do you take him?
Yes.
Do you trade up for Darius Geis?
No.
I know. You want to see if they would have taken care of this
2 years ago.
No, because you don't. I still don't know how I feel about drafting a running back in the first round.
Barkley's going to go number 1. Man.
I know, but that's a special circumstance.
Well, there's no like really good running backs going to be that far back for a first round pick.
I wouldn't have a problem with them drafting Geis there. I really wouldn't.
If he's there, that's what I'm saying. Yes, if he's there, yes, but I wouldn't trade up for him.
Bet you goes about 4 picks earlier.
He may.
Stay tuned. Mock draft coming soon for me.
I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm okay with going best defensive.
Mm-hmm. Defensive lineman available.
Yes.
There's not really a corner worth taking right there.
No.
No, I'm willing to.
And you really don't need a safety that early.
You know what? I don't know if you really need to go secondary so much.
Can never have too many corners.
I know, but I think a bigger pressing need right now is running back and defensive lineman.
Sure. What if a guy like, I don't know if you've done any reading, I want you to do your homework on this. Cortland Sutton from SMU, he's a wideout. If he's still there.
I know the people are going to be...
Look at his tape. Look at his measurables. Look at his combine performance. You'll start drooling.
Okay.
But I doubt he'll be there. Anyway, we're going to wrap this up with the cut room floor. The guy that I was pissed that the Tigers waived and subsequently lost, Jarler Laporte, was waived again by the Reds who claimed him. And
something we don't know.
Was lost and then claimed by the A's.
Were you mad at the Reds for...
Fuck yeah! I was pissed at when I... Why the fuck are you doing this?
When I text you that, you just flipped.
I didn't want him waived to begin with. It makes no sense. He has options. He's a power lefty with potential. Hell, he was in the futures game 2 years ago.
His options.
You can leave him in the minors all year. Or if you're going to waive him in season where people have to really think about putting him on the fucking 25-man roster. God damn it. You gave him up for nothing. You could have waived a guy like, Sean's doppelganger, who happens to be left-handed, Chad Bell.
Yeah.
Buck Farmer.
You'd upset Sean then.
Not really, to be honest.
Nah, we know how you are about your
one of the 7 minor league free agents that they signed to big league deals this year.
Travis Wood.
Well, he was on a minor league deal anyway. I'm talking 40-man roster spots.
He busted up his leg too.
ACL meniscus tear.
Yeah.
He done. Thanks, Travis. It was fun. All 2 weeks in spring training.
I wonder if he's gonna ask his doctor if they just cut it off.
Just cut your ACL off.
Just cut my leg off and come back quicker.
Oh, jeez.
Buck Farmer is now a full-time reliever, will not compete for a rotation spot this upcoming year. Fucking smart. Finally, like I advocated for last week. And Michael Fulmer will miss his next spring start with elbow soreness. Concerns, guys, about that.
No, it's early. This is normal.
And he did have off-season surgery.
Right, exactly. So. This is early. It's normal. Just let him slowly.
Could be the scar is just annoying.
Right, exactly. Sure. Let's give it a little rest.
He doesn't want to go out there with the scar showing. A little self-conscious about it.
This is the worst. Anything else, guys?
Nope.
All right, that's going to do it here for episode 163 of Motor City Uncut. Join us each and every Monday, right here, 7 p.m.-ish Eastern, live on the various platforms you're catching us on, whether it be YouTube, Facebook, Mixler, wherever else. We're in a lot of places. Periscope.
Yeah.
Twitch.
Are we on Twitch? I forgot we were on Twitch. Mm-hmm. Wherever you find us, we'll be there again. So for Adam, Sean, I am Dorf. We'll see you all next week.